everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to make Hamantash cookies, which is a special for Purim, and Purim is a Jewish holiday. That is coming up on the 15th, 16th of March, and I was going to make this on the 10th, but things came up and I will not be able to do that on the 10th, so I decided why not today. I have time. So what you need is actually 2 cups of flour, but I put in 4 cups of flour. And what you normally put in of sugar, it is 1/4, but I put 3/4 because I put in 4. You use the egg yolk, so that means you separate it from the egg white. Vanilla, salt, the jam, which is grape. And that will be the filling. Last year it was lemon, this year is grape. You could even put nougat in there as well. Or was it peach last year? I don't really remember, but it's peach or it was lemon or whatever it was, but it was really good. But this year we're using grape. And the butter, which is about 1 stick of butter, and our cottage cheese, which that's what I use. This is the recipe I was taught, and so this is how I bake it. What we do is, we remove all jewelry. All jewelry that could get in our way. Let's just move it to the side. Okay, now, what we do is put in our flour. And next, we put in our sugar. Stir it in with your hands. Our salt. Now we grab our water. But you can stay here and look at over there while I get the water. Which you don't use much water, so that means grab this much. It really depends on how much you really need. So there's no real measurement for the water. Now, what we do is we mix in our egg yolk, just like that. Put your hand in, don't be scared. Just put your hand in there. And then we put in our vanilla. Little bit of water, not too much. Just stir it in there, just like that. Now, what we do is we put in our butter. So you can see the butter going in. Just like that. These cookies are delicious. They take a lot of patience. Okay, more water. Alright. Stir that in. More water. Now, what we do is we'll add our cottage cheese. And yes, we need that much cottage cheese. It's about 1/2 cup. And our jam is our filling. You can use pie filling, any flavor. You can use jam, you can use nougat. Now I'm going to go wash my hands. Just do this for a little bit. As I said, you don't use much water because you don't want it to be soggy or it won't be able to be usable at all. Continue. So you continue with this. Right. Now what we do is flour our surface. Move this over. You can ham or you can butter your sheet where you're going to put everything in. We'll get the oven started at 375. There we go. Alright. We have our little bit of like that. Just like that. Make sure your surface has been cleaned. Alright, this is our surface. Now we grab our dough right in there. Let's get everything out of there. Okay. Let's bring this closer to the camera so that we can see how it's looking. And these cookies are so delicious. I love Purim because of these cookies mostly. I love it. I love this holiday actually. It's one of my favorite. Cannot wait until the 13th when I do my fast. And then we do, and Purim is going to be celebrated, and that's just exciting. You know, dressed up as Esther, and it's just one of the best holidays besides Passover and Chanukah. I also love Rosh Hashanah. All those good holidays. But this one lets me make one of the most delicious cookies in the world. It's a very traditional cookie served on that day, and you don't have to be Jewish to enjoy them. So that's what you're learning. And if you are Jewish and you want to learn how to make these cookies and you've never made them, this is one of the best recipes. And just because it's kind of gooey, we just put a bit of flour, just like I'm showing, like that. Just sprinkle flour on it. Just in case it's like a little bit like it's lacking. If it doesn't feel like it's lacking, don't do it. Our surface needs more flour. As you can see, you need a bunch of flour for your surface because your surface is one of the most important. Okay. Now what I do is that I separate it in half. Just so it's easier to roll. And I put a little bit more flour on there, on my surface. This is not very hard, as you can see. There we go. Okay, then we get our roller. And I always put some flour on there as well. Move everything over and flatten. Make it as flat as possible. It doesn't have to be round, it just has to be flat. As I said, these cookies take a lot of time and a lot of your patience. What I do now, after I flatten some of it, just enough, it's a little bit more. I grab a cup, and carefully you lift. As careful as you can. And I need my plate to put that on. Alright. What we do now is we just keep that over there because you also flatten that. So you can see just move them over. Get them out of your way. Have to be round. I'll just show you how to do with these. At the end you'll see all the cookies, but that's just so I don't make the video too long and bore you to death. So, now that we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles, this is what we do. We flour our surface, just the same, not too much. And we carefully make them round. See them, they're not that round. You just try to shape it the best way you can. Because you know how rollers are. They won't make the best circles sometimes. So, what I do now, I made it a little bit larger. In Colombia, there's something called arepas. What you do with arepas is that you shape them. So that's what I'm doing. As if it was an arepa, I shape them like that. If you're from Florida, you should know what arepas are to a degree. Okay. So do you see how lovely this is? How lovely it has become. And I flatten. Flatten. Because don't forget, you still have to make it into a triangle and fill it. So there has to be enough space to fill. And that's sometimes the hardest part. And so that it doesn't open up either. It opens up, no reason to fill it, is there? And this is my left. All right. Fill. You see that? Fill with that. Come closer so you can see that, how lovely that looks. That's just delicious. And then we shape one. Over with our right, like that. It's not that horrible after you do them a lot. It's terrible the first time because we grab our bottom part and we tuck nicely under the left side. And then we do like that. But this is what I do. This is so it doesn't leak out. This is how we do it so it doesn't leak out, you see? We shape. Okay. And voila. We have a perfect cookie right there. But this is just the first part. Now, so we don't have them fall over and destroy our work of art, let's just carefully lift. There we go. You can see it's not that easy, so and you see there's little parts where it could start leaking out. You have to pinch, okay? And the kids will love this. These prom cookies, you will never have a cookie that isn't like a prom cookie. Ask my sister and ask my brother, ask my family if these cookies are not the best. Alright, and we put them over there. And we'll do another one so you can kind of get the picture. And then I'll just move forward with with other stuff. I just don't see the reason to have you see the whole process of making every cookie. Okay, we just squashed it. Flattened it. And now, like an arepa, or flatbread. You've had flatbread. You make it in a round circle and you just flatten. I'm excited about Purim, and I'm actually going to give some of these delicious cookies to my neighbors. Two of my favorite neighbors. I have the ones who live next door and the ones who live like a little bit of a distance away, not too far. It's walk distance, and I'm going to share it with them because I think they deserve some of these delicious cookies, and I don't want my whole family to get bad after this. Nor do I need to. So what we do now is that it cannot be an oval, it has to be circle. Alright, that's pretty good. Flatten, flatten, flatten. And there you have your jam. As I said, you can use pie filling. It's the same. But you just spoon in. I always spoon in about 2 little bits of it. If you really need a third one, like that. Usually you can't put too much because you can't close it if it's too much. So we don't want that, and that shouldn't be right there. That should be right in there. So just move anything in there. Okay. As I said, we do left first, and then the right goes over left. To be open because it has to be that way, and then we tuck that under there, the left side, and the right here, put it on top. Keeping that in mind is sometimes complicated because when you're folding fast, you kind of forget. As I said, the oven's ready. As I said, you just pinch, 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 pinch. Now, you carefully lift. When they're very, very thin inside, that worries me. Because if they're too thin, you feel as if they're going to fall apart. And don't worry, they won't. If you're very careful on lifting them, they will not fall apart. They just give you that horrible impression that they're going to fall apart. They're not. Take my word for it. And then when I have all of them that I already shaped and got ready, I'll show you when I put them in the oven, and then I'll show you how they look when they come out. Now we put them in the oven. You can see they're nicely shaped. I put them for 25 minutes. You can put them for 20. Don't remove them off the sheet right away. Let them cool just a little bit so they don't fall apart. Okay, so we put them 25. Okay, so I have taken the last batch out of the oven, and the reason you let them cool is because the inside comes out really gooey, and you have to let it blend in. So you see, so now it's good. Right now it's like soup, but you carefully remove them with the spatula, and you let them cool, let's say 10 to 20 minutes right there before you actually pick them up and put them on the pile of ready-to-go cookies. You also use almost an entire jar of jam because there's a lot of cookies that come from these. These are like more than 20 right now. I didn't count. So remember, let them cool, let them not be soupy. They are delicious. I've been celebrating Purim for a few years now, and it is an incredible experience, and you don't have to be Jewish to enjoy Hamantash cookies, and I want the world to know about them. And I'm also selling them for a really good price because baking them isn't that easy as it looks. So if you want to buy from me this type of cookie or any other type of cookie, just let me know by emailing me or messaging me. But I am just so happy to be able to share this style of cookies with you because Purim, it just comes and fills your heart with joy. And it's an exciting time of year, and I just love my holidays. So enjoy!